Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Lane Carey, and today I just wanted to talk about some of the experiences that I had that helped me break through being controlled by medical labels and fear of disease and all these things that really create more sickness in the world. When I was 12 years old, my father died of cancer, and he was sick for a while, probably before that. But as soon as he went into the medical world, they really destroyed him with the chemo and all the treatments. He was down to about my size as a 12-year-old girl, and he didn't know who I was. He was in a coma. He didn't recognize any of us, and that's the way he went out. And actually, his death at that time was a relief because of how much suffering he went through. All those toxins they poured in his body. And they never addressed the core issues my father was going through as a man with a young daughter at home, married. He was an entrepreneur at heart, and he had many failed businesses. And he ended up losing the last one, and he ended up working at a job on a night shift at a bakery, and he just did not, that wasn't his dream. That's not the ideal life, to work through the night and come home at 6 in the morning while me and my mom were gone to work and school. And then he'd have to sleep all day, pick me up from school, and then go back to work and start the whole thing over. And he had no support, emotional or mental support. There was nobody rich or really that successful as an entrepreneur around him that he could go to. I know that because I know what he was around. And he had a broken heart, and that's what should have been addressed, is how could he live his lifestyle? He smoked. Yeah, he did. He didn't take care of himself that well. But the underlying cause was the depression and the failed dreams. That could have been solved if he had the right mentorship, right? To break through that. Because that creating a business is one of the most spiritual and creative things that you can do, because it really encompasses the whole person. I don't think many people realize that. Me having many different businesses as an entrepreneur, as a chiropractor and healer, understand how much building a business can open up your spirit, creativity, really align you to your source to become the best you can be. Not many people understand that. And the doctor even told my father that there's nothing else we can do for you. And my mom had to take him home from that doctor visit, and she had to drive around for a while because he didn't want to come home and face me, his 12-year-old daughter. What a horrible thing that they do. Tell people they can't do anything for you. Like, they're the only ones that have the answers. How did we get to this point to let these people in a white coat have this much control of ourselves? And pharma dictates what they do, and they make all their poisons that I don't even know how we survive the amount of poisons that we put in our body that we think is normal. That's how phenomenal the human body is. Over and over and over, we're drugging our body since the day we come into this world as little babies. They're shooting us up with toxins. And isn't it amazing that we actually survive? But we can survive with all that, and even better. But if they address my father's dreams, and my father died. Now, people say, oh, well, did he fail as a person because he didn't figure out his health? No, I believe there's a purpose in death too. Because one of the greatest gifts my father ever gave me was having that experience and then dying. Because as a 12-year-old girl, I wasn't afraid of death anymore. Because my belief system at the time was that there was a heaven. I had a parent in heaven, a parent here on earth. So I was covered. I thought, and in fact, I thought my father was in a better place. He left me, to me, it was hell on earth, because what I was shown life was just all struggle, suffering, guilt, obligation. There was no fun. There was no joy. There was nothing that pulled me to want to be here, except I guess there was an inner knowing that I'd find it later. But from 12 to 19 was a long road. And in the medical world ended up screwing me up. Having my spinal surgery that is so barbaric. I should have never had that done. Left me sick and in pain. And again, the medical world had no answers for me. I had to figure it out on my own by discovering chiropractic and opening up a whole new world of how we heal ourselves, which also started the spiritual journey for me. But my father's death was such a gift because I lost the fear of death. And you know what? He taught me how to live. Because at that point I lost everything. So it's like I didn't have that fear of like, I got to hold on. And what if I mess this up? I'm like, life's too short not to go big or go home. Like, why not play out your hand? Like, try everything, do everything. And that's made me learn how to have an incredible life because I see so many people playing small, playing insecurity. And even when I fail, which I'm going through a failure right now and healing myself, but it's building a stronger foundation for myself. And I'm grateful for that. So his death was the greatest gift. And I believe I always felt him, still to this day, guiding me, there with me, showing me the way, giving me his support, which probably is more powerful from the spiritual side than in the physical realm. So let's just dispel all the diseases, all the myths of disease, all the scary parts of death. Death is a natural part of life. It's not a failure. We're all going to go. So let's play large while we're here. Let's create our heaven on earth. And there is no disease that cannot be cured. I've walked away from the medical world 25 years ago. I kept my son out of it. He's 18 years old. We're thriving. We're healthier than most people because we don't play in that arena anymore. That creates more sickness and fear and just, it's just an icky world. So I'm just saying this to empower people, and I hope you will take those steps, take my experience to heart, and apply it to your own life and start finding those ways that you can empower yourself to own your own health and really start to act on the things that make your heart sing, your dreams, your bliss, your passion, the things that give you inner peace, not the things that give you fear, obligation, guilt, all that crap that just drains the life out of you. And another thing too, I thought about, it's a shame that we have to create disease because that's the only social acceptable way that most people will get support from their family, from their coworkers, to get time off, to get out of something they hate to do in their life, or to get a break from just the draining relationships in their life. Oh, I'm not obligated to take care of my mom now because I have my own disease. Otherwise, the codependency will kill them. So let's empower ourselves without having to create a disease first, right? Like, let's address all those things that are draining us in our life, because if you don't address them and start working on a solution, your body will create disease because that's the way it gets your attention. And unfortunately, that's the way it gets the world's attention, for that it's socially acceptable. So let's make that not the norm anymore, right? We're bigger than that. We're here for more. We're made for more. So thanks for watching.